Do you ever feel like you're trapped in a relationship loop you just can't seem to break? It's that same argument, that same feeling of dread, that same confusing pattern playing out with a different person. You wonder to yourself, why does this keep happening to me? Maybe for you, it's a familiar, frantic anxiety that bubbles up when a message goes unanswered. You stare at your phone, the minutes stretching into an eternity, and your mind starts to spiral. Or perhaps it's the opposite. Maybe you feel an irresistible urge to pull away the second someone gets too close, a sudden need for space that you can't quite explain. You might feel suffocated by intimacy, even when it's what you thought you wanted. You're left feeling frustrated, misunderstood, and maybe even a little broken. You see other people in seemingly easy, happy relationships, and you wonder, what is their secret? What do they know that you don't? What if I told you there is a reason for this suffering? It's not that you're broken, and it's not just bad luck. There's a hidden framework, a psychological blueprint that quietly dictates how you connect with others. And today, we're going to turn on the lights and show you exactly what it is. That framework is called attachment theory. It's a profoundly insightful field of psychology that explains how our earliest bonds with caregivers shape our expectations for love for the rest of our lives. Think of it this way. Your attachment style is the hidden operating system running your love life. You didn't choose the software, but today you'll get the admin password. This system runs in the background, influencing who you're attracted to, how you handle conflict, and how you experience intimacy. It's the reason why some people crave constant reassurance, while others crave constant space. Psychologists have identified 4 main attachment styles that we're going to explore together. There's the anxious style, the avoidant style, the disorganized style, and the secure style. In this video, we're going to break down each one using relatable, modern examples so you can finally see which one resonates most with you. No more abstract theories, just clear, real-world scenarios. We'll show you how they interact and why they can create so much pain and confusion. And we'll uncover what therapists call the Anxious-Avoidant Trap, which is the most common and destructive relationship pattern of all. Most importantly, by the end of this video, you won't just have a label. You will have a map that shows you the path out of these painful cycles and toward healthier, more fulfilling connections. You'll understand not just why you suffer, but how you can start to heal. So let's start with a style that so many people in the modern dating world experience most intensely. Let's talk about the anxious attachment style. The core fear of someone with an anxious attachment style is abandonment. Deep down, they're terrified that the people they love will leave them. This fear creates a kind of hypervigilance for any signs of distance or disapproval. To understand this, let's revisit that feeling from the beginning, the story of the anxious texter. Imagine you've been on a few great dates with someone, and you send them a text. The message is delivered, you see the 2 little check marks. At first, you're not worried, but then an hour passes, then 2. Your attachment system, that hidden operating system, starts to whir to life. You start rereading your message, wondering if you said something wrong. You check their social media to see if they've been active. Your focus narrows, your heart rate might even go up, and it becomes almost impossible to think about anything else. This isn't because you're crazy or needy. It's because the perceived silence from your partner is activating your deepest fear of being abandoned. For the anxious heart, silence is not golden. It's a screaming confirmation of their deepest fear. This activation can lead to what psychologists call protest behaviors. These are actions designed to get a reaction, to reestablish connection, even if it's through conflict. This could be sending a barrage of follow-up texts or making a passive-aggressive social media post. It could even mean picking a fight about something small just to get your partner's attention. The tragedy is that these behaviors, born from a desperate need for closeness, often end up pushing the partner further away. Someone with an anxious attachment style often feels like they are too much in a relationship. They crave intimacy and connection more than anything, but their strategies for getting it are often counterproductive. Their internal alarm system is simply calibrated to be extremely sensitive. If you're listening to this and your heart is sinking a little, recognizing yourself in this description, please take a breath. This is not a flaw, it's a wound. And wounds can heal. This isn't a character flaw. It's a brilliant adaptation to a situation that once felt unsafe. This anxious strategy likely served you very well at one point in your life, helping you stay connected to an unpredictable caregiver. The problem is that this old software is now running in new relationships where it's no longer needed. So we have the anxious style, driven by a fear of abandonment. But what about the opposite fear? That brings us to the avoidant style, which is governed by a core fear of engulfment. For the avoidant person, the greatest threat isn't being left, it's being consumed by the relationship and losing their independence. Their mantra could be, "I am fine on my own." Let's imagine the story of the distant partner. This person is often charming, successful, and seems to have it all together. In the early stages of dating, they might seem perfect. But as you get closer, maybe after a particularly intimate weekend or a deep conversation, you feel them start to pull away. Their texts become less frequent, their answers more vague. They might suddenly get super busy with work or a hobby. From the outside, it feels like a switch has been flipped. What's happening inside the avoidance mind is that the increasing intimacy has tripped their internal alarm. The feeling of closeness, which they may consciously want, unconsciously feels like a threat to their autonomy. The avoidant partner isn't running from you. They're running from the terrifying feeling of being consumed. To cope, they activate deactivating strategies. These are thoughts and behaviors that downplay intimacy and create distance. They might start focusing on their partner's flaws, or romanticizing a past relationship, or dreaming about the freedom of being single. They might suddenly feel the ick about a small, insignificant habit their partner has. These are all unconscious attempts to cool down the relationship and restore their sense of self. They often equate independence with strength and see emotional needs in themselves and others as a form of weakness. Like the anxious style, this is also a brilliant adaptation. It often develops in childhood environments where a child learned that being too needy was not effective or that self-reliance was the only way to be safe. They essentially taught themselves not to need anyone too much. This skill of self-reliance makes them very successful in many areas of life, like their careers, but it can wreak havoc on their intimate relationships. They are often lonely, but they have convinced themselves it is a choice. So we have the person who is terrified of being abandoned and the person who is terrified of being engulfed. Now, you might think these two types would never get together, but in reality, they are often drawn to each other like magnets, creating what therapists call the anxious-avoidant trap. This is one of the most common and painful dynamics in modern relationships. Here's how it works. The anxious person is attracted to the avoidant's apparent strength and independence. Initially, the avoidant's cool confidence feels safe and exciting. The avoidant person is initially attracted to the anxious person's warmth, emotional expressiveness, and attentiveness. They are drawn to the very connection they unconsciously fear. But once the relationship starts, this perfect match becomes a perfect storm. The more the anxious person seeks reassurance and closeness, the more the avoidant partner feels engulfed and pulls away. The more the avoidant partner pulls away, the more the anxious person's abandonment fear is triggered, causing them to pursue even harder. It's a tragic dance. One person pursues, the other withdraws, and both end up feeling profoundly misunderstood and alone. Each person's behavior confirms the other's deepest fears. The anxious person thinks, I knew they would leave me, and the avoidant person thinks, I knew this relationship would consume me. They are both right, and they are both trapped. Now, there is a fourth, less common but more complex style called the disorganized attachment style, sometimes known as fearful avoidant. This style carries a mix of both fears, the fear of being too close and the fear of being too far. They deeply crave connection, but they are also terrified of it. Their inner world can feel like a car with the gas and the brake pedals pressed down at the same time. This style often stems from a background of trauma or chaos, where the source of comfort was also the source of fear. Their behavior can seem erratic or unpredictable because they're constantly oscillating between wanting to pull you in close and needing to push you away to feel safe. So, after all that, what does good even look like? After exploring all this fear and confusion, let's talk about the North Star, the secure attachment style. Secure attachment is not about being perfect or never having arguments. It's about having a fundamentally positive view of yourself and of others. The core belief of a secure person is, I am valuable and worthy of love, and so are you. They believe that most problems can be solved through collaboration and communication. Unlike the anxious person, they don't see distance as an immediate sign of abandonment. They trust that their partner will come back. And unlike the avoidant person, they don't see closeness as a threat to their independence. They are comfortable with both intimacy and autonomy. Let's imagine a scenario. A secure couple needs to navigate a disagreement. One partner gets a job offer in another city. Instead of protest behaviors or shutting down, they sit down and talk. They can each express their fears and desires openly, without attacking the other person. The conversation isn't about you versus me, it's about us versus the problem. They regulate their own emotions and can co-regulate with their partner, offering comfort and reassurance. There is a deep underlying trust that they are on the same team. Now, if you didn't grow up with this model, it can feel like a foreign language. But the best part about attachment theory is that research shows your style is not fixed. Through conscious effort and new experiences, you can develop what's called earned secure attachment. You can learn this new, healthier way of relating to yourself and others. If you're finding this framework helpful for understanding your life, consider subscribing for more content that helps you build a better relationship with yourself and others. Understanding your style is the first giant step, but knowledge without action is just trivia. So what can you actually do about it? Welcome to the path to earned secure attachment. This is a long journey, but every journey starts with a single step. Let's focus on the very first, most crucial step for the two insecure styles we discussed. If you lean anxious, your first step is to self-soothe before you react. When you feel that wave of anxiety, that urge to send the triple text, your job is to create a pause. This pause is where your power lies. Take 5 deep breaths, go for a walk, write down your feelings, or call a friend. Do anything that calms your nervous system before you engage with your partner. You are learning to be the source of your own comfort first. Now, if you lean avoidant, your first step is to lean into discomfort by 10%. When you feel that urge to pull away, to get busy, to create distance, your job is to resist it just a little. You don't have to dive into the deep end of intimacy. Just stay in the conversation for 5 more minutes. Send 1 more text than you normally would. Hold a hug for 2 seconds longer. You are gently training your nervous system that intimacy is not a threat. It can be safe. These are not fixes. They are practices. But by practicing, you begin to rewrite that hidden operating system, 1 line of code at a time. Today, we've journeyed through the landscape of attachment. We've met the anxious heart, fearing abandonment and seeking closeness at all costs. We've seen the avoidant spirit, valuing independence and fearing engulfment. We've untangled the painful dance of the anxious-avoidant trap and glimpsed the chaos of the disorganized style. And we've looked to the secure style as our guide, showing us what's possible. Remember that question from the beginning? Why does this keep happening to me? Now you have an answer. It keeps happening because of this hidden programming, this deeply ingrained survival strategy from your past. But it's not a life sentence. It is an explanation, and with explanation comes the power to change. Seeing your pattern is the first and most powerful step to breaking free from it. You are not broken. You are not unlovable. And you are not alone in this struggle. You are simply a human who has adapted to your environment, and now you have the chance to adapt again, consciously. Because your attachment style is your history, not your destiny. Thank you for taking this journey with us today. If this video sparked a moment of recognition for you, please subscribe and join our community. Which attachment style did you most relate to? Sharing your experience can be a powerful step in itself.